Hi all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I have two stories to share with you in this video. One amazingly good one and one not so good. But before I begin, I want to share a couple things with you that I found that you might be interested in. The first thing is a podcast about a woman who was suddenly placed in the Witness Protection Program along with her family when she was only 7 years old, after her father testified against the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. I became aware of her podcast after hearing her speak about it in a CrimeCon group I was in earlier tonight. Her story is compelling and extremely sad. She talks about what it was like to have her entire life changed at the age of 7, and how she still struggles to deal with her identity today. Her podcast is called Relative Unknown. If you're on Twitter, I posted the information about it on my channel's account at true_crimer. I haven't had a chance to listen to her podcast yet, but just listening to her speak about it during CrimeCon was enough to make me want to tell you about it. The second thing I want to tell you about will appeal to any of you who like to solve crimes or anything to do with the Blair Witch. I happen to like both. So, I'm shamelessly plugging my son's YouTube channel, Yooosin Gaming, spelled with 3 O's. I have no idea why. But he, my nephew, and their friend were sent a game to play that gives clues to help solve the mystery of a missing boy. I guess the game comes in parts, so you only get to solve so much of it at a time. They solved the first part in a video on their channel, and the game looks like a lot of fun. He said they really enjoyed playing it. I watched it, and it was so interesting I can't wait for them to solve the next part. I'll link to their video in my description box, which, not gonna lie, has some colorful language in it. But, then again, so do my videos, so I guess I haven't been the best example. Anyway, the game looks like a lot of fun, and it involves emails and videos, police reports, etc. It's pretty thorough. I was surprised. So, if you'd like to check it out, I'd really appreciate it if you'd consider liking their video and subscribing to their channel. They put out some interesting gaming, excellent content, actually, that looks like a lot of fun. It makes me wonder why in the hell I chose to be a true crime YouTuber. But anyway, they're pretty funny too. So, if you'd take a moment to check out their channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, onto my video. I did a poll on my community page a couple videos ago, after my video about children who were kidnapped during carjackings, asking if you felt it was safe to leave your child in a running car, unlocked, to run into a store or a gas station. I wanted to know what people thought about it. If you weighed in on it, thank you. I'm very pleased to report that out of 130 participants in the poll, 98% of people answered hell no. I was so glad about that. That was what I was hoping for. Actually, I was hoping for 100%, but anyway. Only 2% of participants said that they thought it was okay to do. So, I want to dedicate this first story to the 2% of people who said they believe it is safe to leave their child in a running, unlocked car, even if it's just for a few moments. 'Cause a few moments is all it takes to have your life ripped out from underneath you. I posted my video about children abducted during carjackings on February 14th. Just 2 days later, on February 16th of 2021, 1-year-old Tinnley Sage West from Hillsborough County, Florida, was abducted when a man carjacked her mother's running, unlocked vehicle. Apparently her mother didn't watch my video. Anyway, little Tinley's mother claimed she was helping her mother-in-law unload groceries when a man jumped into the driver's seat of her car and drove off with baby Tinley inside. Now, I want to say this. Tinley's mother should be able to leave her car, running, and leave her child in it just for a few moments, at a residence, while she helps someone out. We all should be able to. But, in this world today, you can't. Like I always say, You never know when someone is watching you. And that's exactly what police believe happened to Tinnley's mother. After the Amber Alert was released and police started searching for baby Tinnley, they were shown surveillance footage from a doorbell camera in the neighborhood where she was taken, showing a strange man walking around the neighborhood asking people for a ride. Well, I guess he didn't get any takers, so he decided to drive himself. So when he saw Tinnley's mother's car running and unattended, there was his ride. It was the perfect storm, and Tinnley's mother had no idea she was in it. Not until her baby girl was gone. Police said they conducted both air and land searches for the vehicle, and hours later, it was found in a parking lot with baby Tinnley inside, unharmed. Thank God. I watched news coverage of the moment Tinnley's parents were informed that she was found safe. It was happy and heartbreaking at the same time. They were surrounded by family and neighbors in the area and police, and when the father was told she was found safe, he just fell to his knees and started crying. Then everyone was hugging each other. It was wonderful and painful to watch at the same time. Just the thought of how terrified her parents were, and how they didn't know if they'd ever see their baby girl again, all because they left her for just a moment while she slept in the car. They did an interview with WFLA News, and they were asked what they had to say to the carjacker, if anything, who, according to news reports, is still at large. Tinnley's mother thanked the carjacker for not harming Tinnley and leaving her where she would be found safe. Her father had only one statement: "Don't let me find you." I think we can all relate. It's not often that the true crime stories I share with you have positive outcomes. So, when one does, it's nice to share that out to you. But it doesn't change the fact that baby Tinnley is the 10th child that I've covered who was kidnapped in a carjacking situation in the last 2 months. The 10th child. Thank God many of the carjackers ultimately did the right thing and abandoned the children where they could be found safe and be saved. But if they hadn't, think about it. If they hadn't, 10 children would have lost their lives in the last 2 months because they were left in running, unlocked vehicles. 10. That's why I did this story, and why I'll keep doing them. Because they're adding up quickly, and it's completely unnecessary. Please, please, please consider speaking to parents, grandparents, caregivers, family, etc., about not leaving their children in unlocked and running vehicles, even for just a few moments, because that's all it takes to have them taken away. And God forbid our luck runs out and carjackers stop leaving the abducted children unharmed. We don't even want to think about that. Don't roll the dice and gamble with children's lives. They don't ask to be punished for our decisions. If you want to get solid down to it, leaving children vulnerable to abduction is no different than you suddenly getting grabbed up, thrown into a vehicle, and driven off somewhere without knowing what's going to happen to you. I'm sure you wouldn't choose that for yourself, so stop choosing it for our children. Now, on to a story where the perpetrator got what he had coming to him, or at least more than he bargained for. Police in Burton, Michigan, say they were called to a home invasion in the early morning hours of February 14th of 2021. When they arrived on scene, they say they found 3 people suffering from stab wounds. After they started investigating, they found that one of the stabbing victims, 25-year-old Jonathan Skaggs, had broken into his ex-girlfriend's house with 3 other people, all armed with knives and metal pipes, and planned to murder his ex-girlfriend and her boyfriend. According to Skaggs' ex-girlfriend, who survived the attack, Skaggs attacked her with a knife, and 2 of the others attacked her boyfriend. She said they fought back, and her boyfriend stabbed Skaggs multiple times in the chest with a kitchen knife. As the four intruders fled the scene, Skaggs fell and bled out. He later died in the hospital. The three other intruders also suffered stab wounds, but survived the attack. So did Skaggs' ex-girlfriend and her boyfriend. The only person who didn't was the man who planned it and carried it out. According to news reports, Skaggs and his ex-girlfriend had a child together who was home sleeping at the time of the attack. Police did not say whether the child witnessed the attack or saw the aftermath. The Genesee County Prosecutor's Office has charged a 27-year-old man and 38-year-old woman with one count each of first-degree home invasion, assault with intent to murder, and assault with intent to do great bodily harm. The fourth suspect, a 22-year-old man, has been charged with accessory after the fact. The chief of police made a statement to the media saying they believe the attack stemmed from a jealous rage. That's one hell of a jealous rage, when he didn't even care that his own child was sleeping in the home when he broke in to murder his child's mother. I guess his plans got a little screwed up, huh? I'm really glad his ex and her boyfriend were able to fight back and survive the attack. Imagine a surprise attack in the middle of the night. They were outnumbered, and they still survived. A knife attack, no less. Huh. Look at that. I got to do 2 stories with good outcomes on this video. Although if Jonathan Skaggs was still around, I think he'd disagree. Thank you all so very much for watching. I appreciate the time you spend with me on my channel, and I'll see you on my next video.